Hi, and welcome to my review of the Harlem Peak. I've managed to get my hands on an 8 and 10 meter peak very early and was asked for review. This time I'm using my voice and not an AI generated one. I hope you like this review and can get some information out of it. If you do have any questions, don't hesitate and post them in the comments. This review will reference towards the Thrive, since I've ridden it mostly in the past year. The Peak's design is different from the Thrive. The shape is further opened up and the profile of the kite is shorter than that of a same sized Thrive. The colors on the Peak contain a patch of red and they got rid of the sickly green tone. The steering line attachment spreads out towards 2 connection points. Just like the Thrive, the Peak is also attached at 7 points on each side of the leading edge. The bridle has a pulley with a stopper. The pump connector has been redesigned and now contains a small metal bar on the inside. I'm at about 85 kilograms, I'm riding a rock down 136 liquid force absolute and use mainly 22 meter lines. I'm a regular 9 to 5 warrior, I haven't been kiting for 20 years and I'm in the 40+8 range. Due to a horrible season and especially bad wind since the Peak's release, I haven't had a lit session so far. The best has been middle 20s knots with 30 gusts, followed by mostly 17 to 22 knot sessions with some gusts in them. I will provide an update once I've ridden it in Yuki wind. After flying the kite for some days, I'm really looking forward to this. I want to see how much power this kite can harness. Most notable is its drive forward. It really bites down into the wind, which you will instantly notice once you ride it. Normally, when I change the camera angle for a jump, I position the kite in the top, me at the bottom, and keep the frame until the apex of the jump. With the Peak, it drives out of the frame. When you ride powered with the bar out, disconnect from the water and pull in the bar, the kite bites down into the wind for maybe a meter or two. This results in very vertical takeoffs in instances when you float mid-air without going further downwind. The Peak requires a lot of wind to really get going. I would strongly suggest to go for a number bigger than you normally would. For the 10 meter, I'd say a base wind of 18 knots is when it starts to let you have fun. The jumps in medium powered wind compared to the Thrive at the same size are floatier. The power the kite provides on heli loops is easy to dose. Due to previous knee injuries, I've spent a lot of time on my heli loops to make them very smooth. Right out of the box, I've had super smooth landings on the Peak, even smoother than they've been on the Thrive. I must admit that I've been pulled out of axis due to some unintended second lifts, which this kite seems to generate very easy. In terms of turning speed, the Peak is a bit slower than the Thrive. The loop takes a bit more time, but the Peak seems to rise up faster than the Thrive. I suppose this is directly related to its biting behavior in combination with the pulley design. As you can see, the loops can be performed very tight at lower heights. I'd say 4 meter is a safe call. The pull cannot be compared to an XR Pro or Rebel D-Lab. It's more like a development of the Thrive DNA. The pull is a bit stronger but still consistent. It's not coming in one fast sweep, but there's a gradual force that is coming in and is going out again. It feels controlled and friendlier than the Thrive's pull, which has already been quite tame. It's been nice to go for some bigger loops while only being medium powered. With its strong return towards the front of the wind window, it really invites the rider to pull the heli loop late. With the Thrive, I've always felt the need to go for a full heli loop. With the Peak, session after session, I'm delaying the heli further towards the back. The power management is something I still need to get used to. The feeling is a different one compared to the Thrive. The bar pressure is a bit higher, but not by much. I wouldn't go so far and call this level of bar pressure medium. I can imagine this be the case in the top end. The pull on the hook and the relation to the power the kite can generate is something new. While the Thrive's power could always be easily felt from the pull on the hook, the Peak behaves a bit different. When I was riding the Thrive and had no real pull on the hook before takeoff, like you don't have to counterweight the kite, I've got up to something like 3 to 4 meters. Yet on the Peak, the same feeling before initiating a takeoff pulls me up to for 6 to 7 meters. When riding in medium conditions, let's say 25-ish knots, it starts to really get going. You can easily generate more speed and power within the system before going into a jump. So much that in my first jumps I've had trouble with keeping my edge. Yet the kite felt very controlled. I wonder in how high winds I'll be able to use the 10 meter in. I estimate the 8 meter to still be good beyond the 40 knot mark. I hope you've enjoyed the review and the footage of the rainy sessions. Thanks again and bye.